is Monday night. It's April 17th, 2023. It's 6:30 Eastern Time. It's 5:30 Central Time. So you know what that means. A brand new episode of the Tan and J-Man Show coming at you for everybody out there in the Tan and J-Man Show Nation. Episode 335. If anybody out there is keeping track, which I know you're not, but I like to say it anyways. I'm Tanner Lee. My co-host Josh the J-Man Munt is over in Illinois. Is it warmer in Illinois than it is here in Indiana?
No. I woke up this morning. I left for work at 5:30 this morning and had to clear snow off my windshield. Yeah. 48 hours ago, it was 84 degrees.
Yep. And we knew it was coming. We didn't want to believe the forecast, but we knew it was coming. And here it is. Even though it's spring, the cold temps want one more blast. Hopefully just one more blast at us before it's all said and done. So
we'll see.
Did you did you get know anymore. I know, you never know. It could snow in May. Did you get out and enjoy the warm weather this weekend at all?
Yeah, I went and I grilled some steaks at my mother-in-law's house on Saturday. It was kind of nice sitting outside, and then we sat outside for a while. But for the first time, I was able to actually enjoy the weather. Did you hit up the golf course at all?
I did. I finally got out to the driving range Saturday, and stupid me, instead of just easing my way into it, when the lady asked, "You want a small bag of balls or a large bag?" Give me the large. My body's still sore. 3 days later, my whole left side, ribs, everything, just muscles you haven't used in 5 or 6 months. And oh boy, did the rust need to come off. I think it took 7 balls to get one airborne. Grounder. And it was embarrassing. All these other people have been playing this year next to me on the range, and they're hitting it just fine. Here I am just looking like a hack. But it was fun. It was a great day for it. And the course was packed. I didn't play, of course. I just went to the driving range, then the putting green and chip and putt. But I heard people say in the clubhouse that people were coming into play and they had to wait for carts because they were out of carts. So they had to wait for people to finish before they could get their carts. So good to see. Good to see for all golf courses out there. I mean, everybody's just itching to get outside and do something. It would have been a great weekend, or Saturday would have been a great day to catch a baseball game. Sunday not so much, and today definitely not so much. But
I remember when I was when I was going to school in Kokomo, I think it was like December 16th or so, right before Christmas break. We had a rare 50-degree day, and the golf course was packed on a random Tuesday because they knew that's probably the last time they're going to be able to hit the course in about 3 months.
Yeah.
So I can imagine it was packed this weekend all across.
It's rare if you can get out in any of the winter months, but I know people who have golfed at least once a month throughout the whole calendar year before. So if the course is open and if it's no snow on the ground, go for it. But nonetheless, yeah, it was nice to enjoy that weather this weekend, and hope it comes back soon because it just puts everybody in a better mood too.
It sure does. So I have some Birdie Bogey here for you. I think for whatever reason, I feel like now that I'm reading this that I've seen this, or we've had this trivia question on the show before. But Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson have won 93 playoff games together, which is tied for third most by any trio in NBA history. What trio of players has the most playoff wins together? It's pretty straightforward.
I think we've either had this or something similar, but even if we've had it, I don't remember what the answer was. So
I'll even give you the team or the trio that has the second most. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper. Had 110 W's together in the NBA postseason.
I wouldn't have guessed Michael Cooper. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving you that one. I figured you could get Kareem and Magic, but Michael Cooper, really good player, but I don't think we would really.
Interesting.
Birdie Bogey is brought to you by Arlington Public House. Arlington Public House has upscale cuisine and cocktails with a casual atmosphere located 703 Main Street, Rochester, Indiana. Come in and check out their golf simulators. But wait, we have more than golf. Throw some football, hit some zombies, and so much more. Ask us about renting the simulators for parties and meetings. Just saw that on their Facebook today.
And did you see their special tonight?
Oh, $2 smoked wings and one off domestic beers. Man, those wings look good too.
I
Oh
like
my gosh.
wings and I like
Oh,
domestic beers. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, all their food is good.
in their I think it might be online today. I might be if not, it hopefully is tomorrow or whenever you listen to the podcast. Their new menu for Arlington's coming out. They debuted it this weekend, but I know it wasn't up online this weekend. So
I'm excited to check that out.
yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. But I do have the Facebook page up and running for anybody watching live on the ISC Sports Network. If you want to comment or send us a question tonight, we would appreciate it. We already have a guest to the Birdie or Bogey. I will save the person's guess for later, just in case it is right or wrong. I might use it, I might not. But we do have a guest from somebody watching.
I'm gonna
Ray
go
Davis.
look it up right now, and I will personal message them to tell them they are wrong or right.
There you go. There you go. But, well, we were talking about NBA. We don't talk about NBA very often on this show, but this time of year we start talking about the NBA a little more. I think it's fitting we talk NBA playoffs. Since the NBA playoffs are underway, the play-in games finished up, and now the series, some of the series are 1-0, and others are starting their game one tonight.
Yeah, haven't watched a second. We are bad NBA fans. I mean, we've been on record saying we stick to NFL, college sports, and then baseball and some golf in there as well. Don't talk NBA really at all.
Not too much.
To be honest, I don't like. I don't like the league. I think it's full of a bunch of there's too many egos, and I know that's the way it is in every sport, but the drama off the court that fills the NBA with players hating each other, and then there's fights. It doesn't interest me whatsoever.
I will say I enjoy watching the playoffs a lot more in the regular season because guys seem to
For sure.
care more, of course, like they should, because there's a lot on the line, and they seem to try more and give more effort. It was interesting to me yesterday that the Nuggets were the only home team to win out of the 4 games yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a good day to be a road team.
Yeah. Yeah, Clippers went into Phoenix and Kawhi Leonard put up 38. And the Heat kind of shocked Milwaukee going in there. For whatever reason, I don't know if Giannis got hurt or was in foul trouble.
He did get hurt.
10 minutes.
He got hurt, and I don't know. I think it was his hip. And if he's not 100%, that changes that series up completely.
Oh, for sure. And then the Lakers went into Memphis, and I think they ended the game on like a 15-0 run, something like that.
They're one of the more dangerous 7 seeds ever.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if Anthony Davis stays healthy, which somebody looks at him wrong and he breaks an arm or something. He's fragile,
But who do you like? Who's your finals matchup? Or I guess we can go series by series, really, and figure it out from there.
I'd literally have to look at a bracket because
I got it here. So we'll start with the series that started Saturday, which was Nets Sixers, and the Sixers are up 1-0 in that series. Who do you like coming out of that one?
I think Sixers sweep them. Nets after losing Durant, I think they probably got a little better when Kyrie left. It seems to be a theme of Kyrie's career, but losing Kevin Durant, the fact that they hung in there and still made the playoff after the entire roster was traded away was pretty. It's a testament to their character.
That's the 3-6 matchup in the East. The winner of that series would play the winner of 2-seed Boston against 7-seed Atlanta. Boston's got a 1-0 lead in that. Who do you like in that series?
Yeah, give me Boston. They probably sweep them as well.
I agree with you on both of those fronts so far. I like the Sixers and I like Boston. The 1-8 matchup, Bucks and Heat. So we were just mentioning the Heat have a 1-0 lead in that series.
A Heat are a dangerous 8 for sure. They're at least an 8 where Milwaukee looks at them and they're a little more scared than they would be if they were playing Atlanta or some other team that would have won the play-in games. But I think Milwaukee ultimately wins. I assume Giannis will be okay. I haven't heard a status report on him whatsoever, but The fact that it's not all over Twitter that he's out for the series or something is probably a good sign.
Yeah, I agree. I think Milwaukee wins, but I think it goes a little ways. I think it's going to be a test for him. And then the
Although
intriguing one.
Tyler Hero did break his hand yesterday.
Yep.
So I don't know how long he will be out.
So somebody else is going to have to save the day for the Heat.
Duncan
Then
Robinson,
because the Hero's out, so somebody else has to save the day. You get my dad joke there.
Got it. Took me a while, but I got it.
The 4-5 matchup's an intriguing one to me. Cavaliers, Knicks. Knicks have a 1-0 lead in that series.
Yeah, that. I think we'll go 7 games if I had to guess, because I think Cleveland's obviously really good. Donovan Mitchell, superstar. Knicks are really good as well. Picking up Jalen Brunson this offseason was maybe the pickup of the offseason.
He's a winner.
He is, and he's averaging over 20 points a game. He's just a point guard, winner, does everything well. I will give the Knicks that win, mainly just because they won game 1 on the road.
I'll take the Cavaliers to be different. I wanted to go different in one series, so I'll take the Cavs. So you have Bucks, Knicks. I have Bucks, Cavaliers. Who do you have getting out of that one and on to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I have Bucks, Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks over the Cavaliers. And then we both have the Sixers against the Celtics. Who do you like in that one?
Give me Boston.
I will take Boston as well. So we both have the Bucks against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So chalk, really, 1 and 2. Yeah. Who do you like representing the East?
I think Boston gets back this year.
And I hate agreeing with you, but I agree. Yeah. I think the Celtics they're pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. Over in the West, the 1-8, you got the Denver Nuggets as the 1 seed, the Minnesota Timberwolves as the 8. The Nuggets are up 1-0. They put the hammer to the Timberwolves last night. I think this is a sweep. I think Denver sweeps them.
Probably. Yeah, I agree.
Really good. Once again, these 4 and 5s. I like these matchups. Phoenix Suns are the 4 seed. The LA Clippers are the 5 seed. Clippers are up 1-0.
I think that also goes 7. I think that 4-5 matchup goes 7, and I think Phoenix ultimately gets it done. But the fact that LA went in there and Kawhi barely plays in the regular season, comes out in the postseason, puts up 38. Clippers are a dangerous. Yeah, Clippers are a dangerous team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the Suns are a little better, but it wouldn't shock me either way. It's a toss up, really. Yeah. The 3-6, the Sacramento Kings, man, when's the last time we could even talk about them in the playoffs, let alone being a top 3 seed? They have a 1-0 lead over the 6-seeded Golden State Warriors.
Their game they play on Saturday against Golden State. That was their first ABC game since 2007.
That's unbelievable.
Al Michaels commentated that game for ABC. I really want to pick Golden State, or really want to pick Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk were unbelievable the other night. Give me Golden State, though.
We almost had an all-time Tana J Man Show blooper there. I went to let my dog out of the room, and I stepped on his bone, and I about just biffed it. It would have been live on ISC Sports Network, but we're all good. Who'd you pick? I'm sorry, I was letting him out because he was about to bark his head off if I didn't. So
I picked Golden State.
I'll take the Kings then. I wanted to take Golden State, but I just don't want to agree with you on everything. I just think, though, the experience of Golden State in a close series will be the difference maker. Yeah. And I did watch. That was the most I watched was of that game over the weekend of any of the games. And Steph Curry, man, guy's unbelievable. He makes some jump shots that are just like the defenders isn't giving him any room. And he's pretty much shooting with like one leg back and just drilling them. It's like, how do you guard this guy? Unbelievable. And then the 2-7 matchups, the 2-seeded Memphis Grizzlies, 7-seeded LA Lakers, who have a 1-0 lead.
I really want to pick Memphis, but I've kind of started to dislike Ja Morant a little bit. That whole team, kind of Dylan Brooks, they talk a lot of trash. And they haven't won a whole lot. Give me LA.
I will take Memphis. It would not shock me in the slightest if LA wins this series, but I will take Memphis just to be different. Just to be different. So we both have the Nuggets and the Suns.
Give me Phoenix. I just think they have the superstars to get it done. Obviously, Jokic is really good there, but he's back. He's won back-to-back MVPs, but I still don't think the league fears him.
No, I still don't think he gets the respect he deserves for winning back-to-back MVPs and darn near putting up a triple-double every night. But I think the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are the better team. I think it really is going to come down to Michael Porter Jr.'s play for the Nuggets to get where they want to go. And I will take the Nuggets over the Suns in this one.
You can't help yourself but pick a Colorado team. So
I can't. You have the Warriors, Lakers, and I have the Kings, Grizzlies.
Give me Golden State in that one.
I will take. I'll take the Kings. Kings over the Grizzlies. Why not?
Man.
Why not? I don't know. I don't like either one of them in that matchup, so why not? Okay, so your Western Conference Finals, the Warriors and the Suns. Mine's the Nuggets and the Kings.
Give me the Phoenix Suns.
The Suns Celtics Finals for you. I'll take the Nuggets over the Kings, so I have a Nuggets Celtics Finals. Who's going to be your 2022-2023 NBA champion?
I think Boston gets it done after losing last year. They were in it last year, right? I hope they were in it last year. They lost to Golden State, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Boston gets it done.
I will agree with you. I think the Nuggets get there for the first time in their franchise history, but they can't finish the story. And I think Boston, city that wins enough championships, adds another one. So, yep. We'll see. It's usually the NBA. We don't see a ton of upsets. We don't see, anybody lower than a 4 seed make the finals very often. So we will see. Be interesting. It will be interesting. Any other NBA notes?
I have. I want to see. It feels like I favorited some stuff on Twitter over the weekend, but it does not look like I did as far as NBA goes, because I've been favoriting a bunch of stuff just to be able to bring it to the show, since we're reaching the time of the season or the time of the year where not a whole lot can be talked about. But I did not. I have nothing else.
Well, next week I'll have my second and final NFL mock draft, which
Show up.
Starting to see some smoke screens out there. A couple reports. I see the odds of Bryce Young going to the Panthers number 1 overall went up big time today in Vegas. He canceled his visits to every other team that's not named the Panthers or the Texans, why? I mean, he's going to go 1 or 2. The Texans are out there saying they'll listen to trade offers. I don't know. It's smokescreen season. It's hard to believe what you're reading.
Houston's in a weird spot as far as there's reports coming out that their general manager Nick Caserio is going to go back to New England after the NFL draft. So he came out today and said, "I'm almost embarrassed to even have to say anything, but no, I'm not leaving." That obviously doesn't mean anything. If we've learned anything over the years of watching sports or anything, guys lie all the time. But the fact that those reports came out, there was obviously a little bit of smoke to him. He was the number 2 guy in New England, player personnel guy, obviously under Bill. But Houston, I mean, his tenure in Houston's been a disaster so far, so I wouldn't blame him for wanting to get out. But it seems like Houston would have fired him before he would have left. But we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. It's always if he's gonna leave. If I'm Houston, I have a hard time holding him through the draft. But at the same time, then you're kind of who are we gonna have make these draft picks for us? So if that does happen, that'll be kind of an interesting wrinkle.
Yeah, and it's if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, you're really intrigued by all this because you're sitting there at 4. Mm-hmm. But if you want Young or Stroud, you got to find your way up to 2 or 3, probably 2.
Yeah, have to. And
but
obviously,
why would the Texans trade with? Why would the Texans trade with somebody in their division?
Yeah, they wouldn't.
So, it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens, though.
Although at the same time, I think it would be more likely that Houston's okay with taking the Indianapolis Colts draft picks than they would be trading up with.
It's a good point.
Yeah, so
it's a good point. Good point. So, and since we're on the NFL topic, doesn't have anything to do with the draft, but it's the big headline in the NFL today. Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, got absolutely paid today. Absolutely paid.
Yeah, first no trade clause in Philadelphia Eagles history that they've given out. How much was guaranteed of that money?
179.304 million guaranteed of the $255 million extension. He became the highest paid player in NFL history. The deal was negotiated by Nicole Lynn of Clutch Sports Group and Eagles GM Howie Roseman. Jalen Hurts' agent group is all females.
Interesting.
Only time that's ever been done in NFL history, maybe pro sports history, where his whole team is all females. So very cool. Very cool. They got that done. Good for him. I am surprised at the number, but like I text you and our friends, the money getting thrown around in pro sports anymore is just astonishing.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's on deck, and he is going to get more than that. So,
what do you think this means for Lamar?
I still think there was a little bit of collusion involved for whatever reason against Lamar. I mean, he's won an MVP, all that, and then Ravens go out and sign OBJ. It looks like Lamar's going to come back, but then you haven't heard anything since OBJ's signed. So it's been awfully quiet on the Lamar front. Maybe they're waiting for the Aaron Rodgers domino to kind of fall first. Who knows if that's going to happen, because it sounds like the Jets kind of got scared off because Rodgers went on to the McAfee show and said when he went into his darkness retreat, he was 90% retired. So that would scare some teams off, especially if they're giving up first-round picks or giving them a ton of money. So who knows if that actually happens now. And I think once we see the Rodgers situation resolved, I think that's when Lamar gets resolved as well.
Yeah, we kind of thought that all the dominoes are falling, but a couple of them are still standing. So very interesting. Very interesting. But NFL draft next week. Hard to believe it's already here. Starts next Thursday night. It continues Friday and Saturday. So
one interesting thing to watch is the Dalvin Cook situation as well. Sounds like he wants out of Minnesota. Sounds like he wants to be in Miami. I've never been a big proponent of trading high draft picks for running backs or paying them a ton of money. So it'll be interesting to see what the Dolphins do, especially when they have very little cap space as is. But there is growing speculation that he could be dealt or released by next Thursday. So,
yeah, it's an interesting situation to keep our eye on for sure. So, and then the Commanders were sold last week, or I don't know if all the I's have been dotted and T's been crossed, but for $6 billion, and so that passes the Broncos as the highest paid franchise sold in sports history. So
there is a report that somebody came in with $7 billion right after it was sold for $6 billion. I don't even know who it was. It sounds like it's a pretty sketchy deal, but it sounds like it's a done deal. The NFL needed to get Dan Snyder out. Washington needed to get Dan Snyder away from that franchise. Now they can finally build a new stadium and finally have a little bit of respect left.
Yeah, they got some work to do there, but off to a fresh start if they got rid of Dan Snyder, or get rid of Dan Snyder, that's for sure. Yep. That's for sure. So, well, I got some word association for you. If my mouse will agree with me to bring this banner up, sponsor banner here. Okay, cool. I can't get my mouse over to, there we go. Now I got to find it. There we are. Okay. So my dad, he likes to help me with word association lists, and he helped me again this week. He actually got it from Bleacher Report. This is a fun list, though. I thought definitely one we've never done before. Since you're a resident now in the state of Illinois, have been for 1.5 years, we'll call it. These are the 10 greatest athletes born in the state of Illinois. starting
love it.
from number
Let's hear it.
10. This is starting from number 10 to number 1. And this is Bleacher Report's rankings. Number 10, Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, yeah, from Chi-Town, went to Marquette. One of the top, I would say, 30 to 50 basketball players ever.
Yeah, that's
clear
safe.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he made it already.
He's the reason. What? Oh,
He just got in the Hall of Fame.
Year, right? Yeah, he just got in the Hall of Fame. He is the reason why Tom Crean got the Indiana job.
Yeah, Travis Diener, Steve Novak.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Dwayne Wade. It was Dwayne Wade, let's be honest. They were good teams. So he's number 10. Number 9, Kirby Puckett.
Kirby, rest in peace. Obviously, he hit that huge homer in the World Series, and we'll see you tomorrow night in I think that was 1990 against the Atlanta Braves. And then, of course, he's famous for robbing homers. He was just a great baseball player, died way too young.
Easily the best twin of all time? Or is there an argument there?
Nah. Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah.
I think he was a twin.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I forgot about
there's
him.
been a few other guys.
We know you love Joe Mauer.
And Joe Mauer. Yeah.
Number 8, Ricky Henderson.
Didn't know he's from Illinois. Fastest base stealer ever, greatest base stealer ever, I should say. And I know he's more known for that, but that dude could hit too. Which obviously you got to get on base, steal bases, but I don't think we'll ever see that record come remotely close to being broken as career steals record or single season steals record.
Can you name me every team that Ricky Henderson played for?
Oakland.
Yes.
New York Mets.
Yeah, the Mets was a good one because he was only there 1 year in 1999.
Yeah. Well, I remember him playing for the Mets. That's why he was a Yankee, I believe.
Yes,
he was. He was a Dodger, I believe.
The last team he played for in 03. The guy played from 1979 to 2003.
Holy cow! I cannot. I don't know why I can't think of any Major League Baseball teams right now.
So from in 79 through 84, he played for Oakland. 85 through 88, he played for the Yankees. 89, he played for the Blue Jays. And then he went back to New York in 89. Then he went to Oakland in 89 through 92. Then he went to the Blue Jays in 93. Then Oakland 93. And then Toronto 93. Why does this bouncing around so much? Then Oakland 94, 95. Then San Diego 96. Toronto 97. In San Diego's there. Then he was in Anaheim in 97 for 32 games.
The Angels, I remember him. Yeah.
Then Oakland 98. Then the Mets 99. Then Toronto. Then the Mets. Then Seattle. Then the Padres. Then the Red Sox. Then the Dodgers.
Would not have gotten the Red Sox.
That's why I knew it was a ton of teams. Like, he's probably the greatest athlete that's played for that many teams. That's crazy. I mean, this guy's a Hall of Famer, but I mean, usually scrubs are bouncing around left and right like that. Number 7 on Bleacher Report's list of the top 10 greatest athletes born in the state of Illinois, Shannon Sharp.
Did not know he was born in the state of Illinois either. He was a non-FBS football player, wasn't he? What school did he go to? It was like Alcorn State.
I think he. Yeah, you're on the right track. I'm looking it up here.
He was one of the first guys that of a tight end that could like stretch the field and actually catch the ball. He and Tony Gonzalez kind of revolutionized. Kellen Winslow Sr. Was first, obviously, but kind of revolutionized the tight end position a little bit. I hate him though because he played for the Denver Broncos.
Well, I mean, I like him for that fact, but he is a loudmouth on TV. I'll tell you that much.
Cannot stand him now. Didn't like him when he was with Baltimore either.
Let's see. I should have known where he went to school, but let me see. Savannah State. That's right. 7th round pick 192 in a 1990 draft. Played for the Broncos from 1990 through 99, Ravens 2000 to 2001, and then the Broncos 02-03. So, yeah, 3-time Super Bowl champ.
Really went back. Yeah.
Yep. Went back when That was the Brian Greasy era, and about the Jay Cutler era was about, or in Plummer era, kind of. Yeah, Greasy Plummer.
Jake.
Next guy, number 6. I'm probably gonna butcher his last name. Ray Nishke.
Oh,
Played for the Packers.
Ray
All pro linebacker in the
yeah,
60s for the Packers.
linebacker. Played at the University of Illinois. They're kind of linebacker you there in the 60s with Butkus and Ray Nitschke. Yeah, Hall of Fame linebacker. Was he the one that had no teeth in front, or was that Jack Lambert?
That was Lambert.
Was it Lambert?
Yeah. He might have not, too, but Lambert, I know Lambert's famous for it.
Yeah.
Next on the list, Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Sprinter?
I believe so. I believe she's a sprinter. Of course, my keyboard doesn't want to work when I want to look up stuff.
Yeah, I knew she was Olympian. She won the heptathlon, or she was one of the all-time greatest athletes in the heptathlon, as well as long jump. She won 3 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze. Thank you, Google. She is from East St. Louis, Illinois, which is not a nice part of Illinois.
She is 61 years old now. Could you beat her in a race?
No. No. I couldn't. I couldn't beat I'm trying to think of a big guy. All the big guys I'm thinking of are dead.
I bet you could. I bet you could beat Prince Fielder in the race.
I don't know, man. That guy was sneaky athletic.
I don't know what he's looking like nowadays, but
yeah, I'd like to see. This is off topic, but have you seen Russell Okun lately?
Yeah, he's lost like 100 pounds.
Yeah, he's like 190 pounds now. He looks unbelievable.
It's unbelievable what these linemen, offensive linemen, especially after like Nick Hardwick, Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday did that. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of them, like right when they get on TV, first time you've seen them after they retire, it's like, holy cow, looks like a whole different person. Yeah. They get off their diets, the lineman diets, I should say.
Yeah, the 6,000 calorie diets.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, he's a Chicago boy. Obviously on the bad boy Pistons teams, went to Indiana. One of the greatest point guards ever. He and Jordan have a funny relationship. It's a hate relationship. They both hate each other. The Last Dance did not make Isaiah look too good, and I know Isaiah was not too happy about it because it was a pretty biased take too, to be honest. Because I'm sure Isaiah wasn't as bad as Jordan made him out to be and all this, but yeah.
Well, and Isaiah was not a good general manager. Was not a good coach.
Terrible. Yeah.
Because he coached the Pacers, he coached Florida International, he coached and was GM of the Knicks.
Yep.
Not good.
Yep.
Two more here. Otto Graham,
Cleveland Brown. Is that who he was with the Cleveland Browns? Quarterback. He was probably one of those quarterbacks that threw more interceptions than touchdowns back in the day, but he was considered really good.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up. I don't know what his stats look like. Well, I bet he didn't throw that much back then.
Probably didn't, but
let's see here. He did play for the Browns, wore number 14. I went to Northwestern. It's 4th round overall pick in the draft. Let's see. I'm trying to find some statistics here. Here we go. He completed 1,464 passes. He attempted 2,626. His completion percentage was 55.8. He had 174 touchdowns to 135 picks, 23,584 passing yards, 882 rushing yards, 44 rushing touchdowns. And he was a head coach as well. He was 17, 22, and 3 as a head coach.
I don't care about the era they played in. They need to strip his Hall of Fame title. Strip his Hall of Fame. Strip Namath, Theismann. I know they won, but Troy Aikman. That dude sucked.
Bradshaw,
not Theismann. Did I say Theismann? I was thinking.
Yeah, you did.
Bradshaw.
Strip it. He coached for Coast Guard Academy, the Washington Redskins, and then back to Coast Guard Academy. And lastly on the list, the number one athlete born in
Let
the
me see
state
if I
of
can guess
Illinois,
this one.
according to Bleacher Report.
Born in the state of Illinois. What sport?
Football.
I have no idea.
Dick Buckus. You already talked about him earlier.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest linebackers ever. He has a statue at the University of Illinois. He was hilarious on Twitter. Haven't seen him on Twitter in a while.
I'm surprised he knows how to use Twitter, to be honest.
Yeah, he was funny too, like legitimately funny on there. Yeah, I mean he was a crazy guy. Still hanging around.
My dad was surprised that Derrick Rose was on honorable mention. It didn't make the list.
Yeah, man, what could have been?
My dad said his two favorite athletes born in the state of Illinois, Mike Allstott and Brian Cardinal, are his two favorites. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Born in the state?
Yeah.
Probably Io DeSumo, maybe.
It's a good one.
D Brown obviously was one. James Augustine went to high school right up the road from where I live now. I'm having a hard time coming up with any, to be honest.
I'd say mine's Aiden O'Connell. He's the only Purdue one I can think of in my lifetime that was pretty good at football. I'm sure I'm forgetting other football ones. Basketball, the only one I can think of is Nojel Eastern, and I'm not putting him on my favorites list. So, yep. But any more thoughts on the word association list?
No, that was a good list. Good list.
Well, that list is brought to you by, like it is every week, Proforma Print 2 Promo Group. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or a sales meeting, Proforma Print 2 Promo Group has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all your print needs, so you need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company today by giving Barbara Van Weinsberg a call at 574-210-3815, or you can email her directly at barbara.vanweinsberg@proforma.com.
Do you want to get educated?
I always look like I need it because I really do need it. So let's do that.
On this day in 1925, New York Yankee Babe Ruth had ulcer surgery, probably due to his constant smoking and hot dog eating. Probably
And beer drinking, all three. But that does not sound. Ulcers do not sound fun.
They do not sound fun whatsoever.
You know. Whenever I hear ulcer, it just reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. One of the bad guys having that ulcer attack from the peppers and the hot sauce and whatever Lloyd and Harry put on his burger.
They gave him some rat poison, thinking it was his medicine to calm it down. On this day in 1933, the Chicago Bears won their first NFL game. Haven't won a whole lot since, to be honest.
What year was that?
1933.
Well, you know what's crazy about the Bears is they're one of the more popular franchises.
In 1933, huh?
Yeah, that's bad weather in spring compared to fall. But the crazy thing about the Bears, they're one of the more popular franchises and always will be. Big market, the 85 team. But if it wasn't for that 85 team, where would this team be? Because they've never won another Super Bowl. They made it and lost to the Colts in Super Bowl 41.
If they wouldn't have won that Super Bowl, I think we'd view them like we view the Detroit Lions, to be honest.
Yeah.
On this day in 1934, Fenway Park in Boston reopens after a major renovation, including a hand-operated electronic scoreboard.
It's probably the last renovation.
Yeah, it probably was. On this day, a lot of Boston marathons. On this day in 1947, Jackie Robinson bunts for his first major league hit.
I couldn't have told you that was his first hit, and I watched the movie 42. I guarantee it was in there, and I didn't recall it. So, yeah.
On this day in 1953, Mickey Mantle hit a 565-foot homer in Washington, D.C. I call BS on that. There's no way.
Yeah, he's got some legendary tales of how far some of his home run balls flew.
Yeah. On this day in 1976, the National League greatest comeback, trailing 12-1. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Chicago Cubs 18-16 in 10 innings at Wrigley Field. Michael Jack Schmidt hit 4 consecutive homers.
I would have liked to see that happen nowadays in the age of Twitter and see the J-Man's Twitter explode.
I talk about big Cub killers, but one that was before my time that is probably the greatest Cub killer ever is Mike Schmidt. That dude hit like 70 homers against him.
At least he's a Hall of Famer, though, you know? Yeah. I mean, at least it's not some Joe Schmo that stinks against everybody else.
Yeah.
Like Scooter Jeanette or something.
Yeah. Good old Scooter. He is by far the most random 4-homer game in NBA.
That's the only thing I remember him for.
1987, Dr. J, Julius Erving becomes the third NBA player to score 30,000 points. I wonder if they included his ABA time as well.
And I never thought he was that good a shooter. You know, he's just a high flyer. So it's interesting to hear that he eclipsed that scoring mark so quickly.
Yeah. On this day in 1999, can you tell me who was the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft?
Was that Courtney Brown?
Same team, wrong player.
Orlando Pace?
Nope.
Oh, no, Penn State.
Nope.
No? Who did Courtney Brown play for?
Sorry, Cleveland Browns was the correct.
Oh. Tim Couch?
Tim Couch.
Yeah, okay.
Because Courtney Brown was a Brown, right?
I thought when you said same team, I thought you were talking college, and I got confused thinking he played Ohio State with Orlando Pace. So, yeah. I butchered that pretty bad.
That's going to do it for On This Day this week. Hope you were sufficiently educated.
I was. I learned some stuff like I do every week. Now I need to teach more people those. That is the On This Day segment, which is brought to you by, like it is every week in this year of 2023, by Mooney Woodcrafts. Mooney Woodcrafts is a veteran-owned and operated woodcraft shop based out of North Carolina with Indiana grassroots. They provide 100% hand-cut custom designs to fit your needs, and their pieces are a great addition to any home, office, or man cave. You can see some of their recently completed projects by visiting them on Facebook and Instagram at Mooney Woodcrafts. And if you simply let them know the Tan and J-Man Show sent you, you get 15% off your order. Take advantage of that, people.
Yes, sir. You want to talk some baseball?
Let's do it.
The Tampa Bay Rays were unbelievable. They won 13 in a row to start the season, which tied the best record ever, I believe, to start a season with, let's see here. I'm pretty sure I favorited this too. No, I did not. I'm really bad about thinking I favorited stuff that I didn't know. But,
he had good attentions too. He had attentions too, and it just didn't.
In the modern era, I think maybe the Milwaukee Brewers back in the 80s did it once, 84, I think.
I'll look it up. You said best start in MLB history?
Yeah, tied for the best start ever, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a really good division. Every team,
they tied the Braves and the Brewers. Both did it. Braves did 82, Brewers in 87, 13. Yep.
Okay, yeah. But they're 14-2 now, 4 games up on the Yankees, 4 games up on the Toronto Blue Jays. Baltimore's 9-7, Boston's 8-9. That's a really good division. But Boston finds himself 6.5 games out already after just 17 games they've played. But elsewhere around baseball, the Atlanta Braves have been the best team in the National League so far this year. They're 12.
Not a surprise.
No, they're always really good. Mets are 10-6. They're good. Marlins are hanging in there. Phillies are struggling. Washington Nationals are absolute garbage. NL Central, the Brewers are 11-5. They've been real solid, pitching well, hitting well, although they did lose Brandon Woodruff, one of their best starters, to an injury that he could be out quite a while, sounds like. Arizona Diamondbacks, believe it or not, are leading the National League West at 9-7.
Yeah, I was looking at standings yesterday. That they stood out, and the Pirates stood out. I know it's early, but being second in the Central, that's a surprise.
Yeah, they're hanging in there, and they're without their stud rookie shortstop O'Neal Cruz, who broke his ankle in game 1, I think, game 1 or 2. So they're hanging in there. I expect them to fall back. Cardinals are 7-9. I expect them to come forward and they'll be fine. Unfortunately, Dodgers are struggling so far a little bit. They're 8-8. That lineup's not as good as it used to be. It's mainly Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. It's getting older. San Diego Padres have kind of been disappointment, but they're only a game and a half out so far. Way early. Giants are terrible. Rockies are arguably the worst team in the National League. They're bad. Washington Nationals are really bad though, but they're both 5-11.
There's a team in the AL that's worse than all of them though.
The Oakland Athletics.
They are awful.
They are 3-13. I have some stuff here favorited about the Oakland A's, and I actually do have at least one thing favorited about the Oakland A's. Did you know that in the Coliseum that the away team cannot use the away team TV booth? Their TV guys cannot. Do you know why? Did you hear this?
No, that place needs demolished. It's such a crap hole.
I could give you like 10 guesses, and there's no way you'd guess why.
Is that rats or something?
Real close.
Possum. I saw it on Twitter.
There is a possum living in the away TV booth. So they can't even utilize it.
That's the world's largest possum.
They have 9,000 people showing up to these games, but there is one Oakland A's fan that has planned this huge thing. They are planning a reverse boycott night where they pack the Coliseum to show that the fans aren't the problem. So some random Tuesday night, they're going to have 45,000 people show up.
When I see it.
And the suits will love it because they get the money. They need to leave. They have needed to demolish that stadium for 20 years now.
Yeah, when the Raiders are playing there, they were having plumbing issues and like literal sewage was coming up.
Yeah, when they say when it rains, sewage rises up in the dugouts. Now they have Berman just hanging out in the away TV booth. They're terrible.
They are awful. They're going to lose like 120 games.
The Cubs play them this week, so I'm real nervous when you play a team that's 3-13 because you don't want to lose to them. They start a series tonight. Their pitching staff's terrible. Cubs are playing some really good baseball. They're 8-6. They won their first series at Dodger Stadium since 2014 yesterday, and they honestly should have swept them. They were up 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth to give up a 2-run single on Saturday. They're slugging more than I think a lot of people thought they would to date, and that mainly has to do with Patrick Wisdom. I think he's second in the National League in homers. He has 6 of them. Cody Bellinger's starting to play really well. He's heating up a little bit. Ian Happ's been fantastic. Dansby Swanson's hitting 358. He already has 5 3-hit games so far this season, which is the fastest to his 5th 3+ hit regular season game with the Cubs, which is the among players to appear in Chicago since 1900. So it's the fastest, and he already has 5 of them through 13 games. So he has been as advertised. He's not hitting for power yet either. So he's just, he's hitting 358. Nico Horner's hitting 333. Jan Gomes had the game of his life. The 35-year-old catcher hit 2 homers and stole a base on Friday. So they are getting production from about everyone in their lineup except from the first base spot, which was a major issue last year. It's become a major issue this year already. Eric Hosmer's terrible. He has an OPS of 600. He has 2 extra base hits. Trey Mancini's been horrendous. He has been the least valuable player in the National League so far among qualified hitters. He's playing horrendous defense. Their top hitting prospect right now is Matt Mervis, who is a first baseman who's been tearing up AAA ball since about July of last year. It is time to bring him up. This team has shown they can compete, and you don't want to waste having an Eric Hosmer and Trey Mancini get every day at bats at first base. Bring him up now. He's clearly ready. You need production there in a spot that they have desperately needed production since they traded Anthony Rizzo away. Seiya Suzuki's back. He had a homer. He's struggled so far. He's a little rusty. But just having him in that lineup has proved huge already. Pitching has been fantastic. As I said, they're second in the National League in ERA. Bullpen's had a little bit of some leaky moments, but their top two starters, Justin Steele and Marcus Stroman, have been arguably the best duo in the National League so far this year. Combined this year, they have pitched 36 innings, only given up 19 hits, only 4 runs in 36 innings. They've struck out 38, only walked 14. They have been just lights out. And since Justin Steele became a dad on July 11th, 2022 of last year, he has a 1.46 ERA. He has been one of the best starting pitchers in baseball completely. And people don't even know he exists really outside of Chicago. And a lot of that has to do with the Cubs not being very good last year and having okay expectations this year. But think the league's starting to find out about him a little more. But overall, feel really good about where the Cubs are at. They have the Oakland A's, as I said, this week, who are terrible. But again, it's in Oakland. They're going to be playing in front of 9,000 people. Nerve-wracking. Man. And then the Dodgers come to town for 4, so that's not going to be easy either, especially after just taking 2 or 3. But this will be the J-Man's Book of Prediction of the week. J-Man's optimistic. I think they go at least 4-3 this week and have a winning record through this week and hang in there because their schedule has been pretty difficult, but they've proven that they're a pretty solid ball club and still cautiously optimistic. I mean, it's 14 games in. I've already seen people on Twitter say, this reminds me of 2015. Not going to go there. I think they pitch really well, which will keep them in games. Defense will be good. Just keep playing games because they're about the same record this time last year too, and then they flatlined. But this team just seems significantly better. But J-Man's Book of Prediction Week brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Travis Watching for life, home, auto, business, renters, workers' comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watching@infb.com. Some other baseball stuff here. Through the first 222 games of the 2022 season, there were 398 home runs hit. Through the first 222 games of the 2023 season, there have been 515 home runs hit. Did Manfred juice the balls again? That is what I want to know.
Wouldn't shock me.
Or does it have to do with the pitch clock and all of that, where their pitchers aren't? I don't know.
Time will tell, I guess.
Yeah. But more balls in play, more action on the field, quicker games. This is the quickest average time of game since 1979. 2 hours and 39 minutes is the last time it was below 2 hours and 40 minutes. So
how are ratings doing? Does that help in ratings?
Doing better. I think we obviously won't know the full story till the end of the season. But I think fans are showing up more. I'm just so glad they cut out dead time because there was a lot of dead time. Guys could just hold the ball and then they'd throw a pick off. Now you can only do it twice. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing more steals. Like Nico Horner has 8 steals already. He's on pace for 90 steals this season. I'm liking the new rules. I hate to give Manfred any sort of credit whatsoever, so I'm not going to. But
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So Giancarlo Stanton's hurt again. Imagine that.
He has been on the injured list 40% of the time since 2019. He is Major League Baseball's version of Anthony Davis. He's made of glass. Mm-hmm. I don't get it if it's just unlucky. I mean, obviously he's in really good shape, but
it's always a hamstring, seems like.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a very limber fella, supposedly. Nope. I guess. But
Garrett Cole's pitching well for the Yankees, though. So
yeah, complete game shutout yesterday. Yankees will be there in the end. That division's low. It's the best division in baseball, I would say. Just looking at that, of course, it has been early, but even coming into the year, I mean, Baltimore's 9-7, and they have a slim odds to make the postseason. Although if they're in the National League, I think they could easily make the postseason. Yeah. But being in that division, it does not help matters whatsoever.
Right.
But
Right. Well, I don't have anything else.
Any golf? I saw Rory missed out on what was it? He lost $3 million because he didn't play in the tourney.
Yeah, he backed out of this. This was the second tournament, I think, this year that he was supposed to play and that he backed out of. I do give props to John Rahm for playing in the RBC Heritage this week after winning the Masters. A lot of people, if they win the Masters, they're exhausted. They don't want to go play golf the next week. He said, sure, it crossed his mind, but he said he committed to this tournament long before he won the Masters. And he put himself in the fans' shoes, especially little kids' shoes. And said, if I was in their shoes, I'd want to see the Masters champion play as well. So he played, he made the cut. He wasn't in contention, but he made the cut. And then after he made the cut, he went to the announcer's booth and called some of the action along with the guys and did a really good job. Cool. So that was neat. Ricky Fowler had it rolling for a little bit this weekend, ended up tied for 15th. Kind of lost some.
That is rolling for him.
He lost some momentum yesterday. He was 4 shots back from the lead going into yesterday, and then just didn't put it together. He's getting close. He's 52nd in the world now. He's almost in the top 50, which will get him into some tournaments, some bigger ones down the line. He's taking 2 weeks off. So he's getting close. You're seeing signs, but once again, the consistency for 4 rounds just isn't there. Right. And then it was a great playoff. Matthew Fitzpatrick outlasted Jordan Spieth in a 4-hole playoff. Looked like Jordan had it one at one point and the ball lipped out on a putt. Yeah, then Matthew hit a great shot at the end and stuck within a foot. And Matthew said this is the biggest tournament he's ever won, bigger than the U.S. Open he won last year. And he says that because he'd been going to Harbour Town since he was 6 years old. So this is really close to his heart, and cool to see him get it done. And Jordan keeps knocking on the door. He just can't kick it down quite yet.
Yeah. He kind of had some down years, but it feels like he's kind of back.
Yeah, he's back. He just doesn't have the wins. I think he won once last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. But he's constantly in contention now, and he's always a guy you can pick to win a tournament. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe choice.
Yep.
Might as well get into Birdie Bogey here real quick because we usually run out of time to do Birdie Bogey.
Yes, we do.
Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson have won 93 playoff games together, which is tied for third most by any trio in NBA history. Can you name the team or the trio that has the most?
I think I got it. I think it's Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili.
You got it.
All right.
You got a birdie.
Give me a birdie.
Yep.
I think we've either had that before or had something really close to that before. But Spurs it's kind of like the Patriots and NFL and the Cardinals in baseball. Yeah. They win so much, or historically for a while, for 2 decades, won so much, they're always a safe guess. So
right when I read it, I'm like, I think we've had this. But
thank you, Jay, man. I'll take the birdie to give me a 1-stroke lead.
Didn't think that when I saved it over the weekend, but when it was coming out of my mouth, like I think we've had this before. So
it's only a 1-stroke lead. It's anybody's ball game. A lot of birdie or bogey questions left this year.
That's right.
But while we got a little time remaining, go ahead and subscribe wherever you like to listen to your podcast at the Tan and J-Man Show. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Tan and J-Man Show. You can follow Josh and myself on Twitter and Instagram at Tannerly92, at Muntdog16. And if you want to buy some merchandise and support a great podcast, look great doing so, Tan and J-Man Show store.com. I just ordered myself a Tan and J-Man Show hat. Should be here soon, so I'll be rocking down the podcast when I get it. But we got hats, T-shirts, coffee mugs, pint glasses, whatever you want. We probably got it. If not, maybe we can get it for you. So got a lot of great stuff. Go check that out. Maybe a promo code will be coming your way too.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we're going to have to wrap this thing up about 30 seconds short, but thanks for watching the Tan and J-Man Show live on the ISC Sports Network. You can listen to us tomorrow. Tanner always has it up about 7 in the morning, I would say, out there on your podcast platforms. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we'll be back at it with one of our favorite shows of the year, favorite events of the year, the NFL Draft. And Tanner will have a mock draft for you so we can see how many picks he gets right or wrong.
It'll be bad.
Yeah, so. That 1 year you got what, like 8 in a row, something like that?
Yeah, I beat a lot of analysts. I got a screenshot. I'll have to bring it up next week. I got a screenshot on my phone, so I'll have to bring it up because I like to brag about it.
Thanks for watching. We will see you next Monday.